It's time for the greatest athleticism you've ever seen in your life. The pros and the leagues are shaking in their boots. With all the videos out there of talented bowlers showing their stuff, there's this series, as it is now time to watch me suck at bowling. Welcome to June's edition of Watch Me Suck at Bowling. Coming to you from a place many people have requested, Riverwalk Lanes in Amesbury, Massachusetts. Now that work is reasonably close enough, we can finally visit this place. There's the alley right there. Let's see what this place has in store. Welcome to June's edition of Watch Me Suck at Bowling, coming to you from Exeter Bowling Lanes in Exeter, New Hampshire. My first attempt was actually Riverwalk, but surprise, surprise, an unannounced late start to the day. They're going to open at 4, even though their website said nothing. So will we go back to Riverwalk? We're going to find out. So let's go in this place and see what's going on. So, of course, pretty much like any place I visit lately, it's music in the background, so we gotta mute. We are playing on lane number 6, but before we do that, we are going to give you the grand tour. First off, we start with looking at some arcade games that are right there front and center. Failed to have actually noticed the arcade, but we will get back to that. There's the front entry. And here's the Shooter's Pub, which is pretty much what you expect. It's a bar. More of a sports bar, because you got the bar over there, you got a big screen over there. A couple of pool tables there, and a couple more big TVs, and another projection TV as well. Here we are once again back at the arcade, because somehow I actually missed it. It's not that big, but I'm sure back in the day it held quite a few games. That one's broken. Yeah, I'm sure there were probably 10 or so games back in the day. Anyway, once again, we are back at lane number 6. No automatic scoring here, but very fancy scorecards. Pretty nice to look at. Anyway, let's look at the house balls. They're actually in very good shape. Yeah, nick here and there, but not bad. Pretty good condition. So, yeah, they keep the place up fairly well. A little worn here and there, but still not bad. But of course, we use the Epco urethane balls, professional grade. The only thing professional about the bowling you're about to see. And before we start to suck at the bowling, Watch Me Suck at Bowling is a proud sponsor of the hit TV candlepin show King of the Palace. Watch talented professional and league bowlers show their stuff instead of watching this crap. To watch episodes of King of the Palace, simply go to YouTube and search for King of the Palace. If you want to subscribe to the show, go to youtube.com/newpalacelanes. Also, before we start, every month we always show you the current highs and lows as of putting together this video. So here we go. While it isn't all that much, Candlepin finally, like the other two disciplines, finally has a new high. It inched up from 136 to 139 during the City Championship tryouts at Putnam Street Lanes for the B Division. And the 44 is when I first started to play the right way, and it was at Mason's. As for duck pin, a fairly decent 147, definitely above average, kind of on the good side of things. And the low of 58 happened recently at North Chelmsford, oddly enough, the very same day that I initially broke the high, but broke it again on the spring duck hunt at Collins Bowlodrome. So it was kind of weird. And then finally, the land of the 10 pins. Finally, an above average score, albeit barely, of 160. And then trying to do the Jason Belmonte thing, it went really bad and got a lousy score of 26, and yes, the 26 is a real number. So those are the statistics as of now, and now it's time to watch me suck at some bowling. Let's get to the action, or something that passes for it.
Frame on ball one.
Again, where music is pretty obvious, the audio will be muted. And we're off to a flying start. Good piece of wood to help, though.
Ball two.
It's our friend Bob, the 4 horsemen left, and the 9 pin.
Ball three.
For those of you who like the pin setters, here's the Bowlmore Model E in action. It took me a while to figure out where the button was, but ultimately did find it. And there it goes. Clearing the 4 horsemen away, and setting down a new set. And there you go.
Frame 2, ball one.
You may have noticed where the music is inaudible, the audio is left intact.
Ball two. Ball three.
It's another 6. What a terrible start. A pair of 6s so far with a score of 12. Looks like we're 2/3 of a way towards a slayer. Let's hope that we can do better than that.
Frame 3, ball one.
It's certainly been a tough go so far. Can we get at least more than 6 this time around?
Ball two.
So far, a terrible run. The good thing here is about 90% of the plate will get us something.
Ball three.
We finally got a halfway decent frame, although I'd like to get 10. But we'll take the 8.
Frame 4, ball one.
Looks like we're set up really well yet again, although a Brooklyn hit could help.
Ball three.
Either a Brooklyn hit on the left pocket or a crappy score. 6. If frames 3 and 4 were in reverse, we would have bowled a slayer, but we didn't. We got an 8 in 3, and then a 6 again in 4. Total of 26. Looks like this game is a throwaway. Hopefully we can at least be mediocre.
Frame 5, ball one.
We are hoping for at least mediocre because right now it's just plain awful.
Ball two.
10 pin, duck pin, candle pin. Just one name for that leave. Washout.
Ball three.
The 4 horsemen left and the 10. 4 horsemen set up pretty good with the wood behind it. We get 8. Finally, another decent frame.
Frame 6, ball one.
appropriate that the bowling god is giving us its gesture. And it shall remain for the 9. Have we finally warmed up? Or is it just luck? Finally got another decent frame in 5 with an 8, and did it again with a 9. We are at 43, 1 point away from my ultimate low. So, we're not going to break a new low score.
Frame 7, ball 1.
With a couple of decent frames, it's now time for marks. Let's see if we can keep the train on the tracks and let it roll. Yeah.
Ball 2.
Just throw the perfect strike ball and a spare will happen. This time a Brooklyn hit did occur, like it should have.
Frame 7, ball 1. El Stinko, the bonus ball. Ball 2.
Looks like El Stinko lived up to its name with a pathetic 1 fill. A stink frame of 3. Frame 7 was good with a spare, but then El Stinko the bonus ball and 8 gave us a 1, and then Curse of the Fill occurred, giving me 2 more for 3. Only 57. Mediocrity, it's a thing.
Frame 9, ball 1. This game's a loss.
Typically, the first game of the week that's bowled usually is a garbage score anyway.
Ball 2. Ball 3.
Ball 1 was bad, being that it hit the head pin way too full. Now we got this mess. Hopefully we can get the 3. Or go for the lone pin instead and take the 7.
Last frame, ball 1, hoping for mediocrity. Ball 2.
Should be an easy spare. That piece of wood fattens up that pin. Let's see if we get it. That was the wrong piece of wood.
Ball 3.
At this point, mediocrity has been achieved, but another point does not hurt. If that were only ball 2, but we'll take the 10. Well, this was definitely a slow start. I mean, very slow in the beginning. Then we got a spare with a crappy fill and a crappy curse from it. Then in 9 we got a not so great 7, and wishing it was a ball 2 moment when ball 3 took out the final pin, but we get a 10 out of it anyway. We end with a 74. Not the greatest, but it could have been a lot worse, especially the way it began. That will conclude the first week of June 2018's edition of Watch Me Suck at Bowling. From Exeter Lanes in Exeter, New Hampshire, this is George F551 saying hope you enjoyed and have a good one.